What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, good people? Y'all, today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025, and y'all already know it's a great day to be alive. Y'all, welcome here to Speak Your Success in the Morning. And I want y'all to know a few things right now. You can expect a few things to get from us here. If this is your first time tuning in, you're going to get a little bit about sports. You're going to get a little bit about culture. We got to give you some news, but y'all, we're always going to give you the three E's. We're going to give you education, we're going to give you entertainment, and we got to give you that empowerment. All right, family. So before we get this show moving, before we get going, y'all know I got to bring out my co-host. So come on out, producer Britt. Talk to the people. How you feeling this morning? How you doing?
What's up? Happy Thursday, Friday
Happy
Junior.
Thursday, Friday. I don't know why it's so funny you say Friday Junior, but I mean, for us, Thursday typically is Friday.
Friday for me. Shoot.
Well, no, not this Friday, because this Friday gonna be with the
Oh, we
kids.
working
You're
this
gonna be hanging
Friday.
out. You're gonna be dishing out some candies. Gonna
I ain't gonna
see.
be giving out candy. I'm giving
Hey,
kisses.
so you got the cat cup. You're gonna be having little kids. It's probably gonna be dressed
Mhm,
up like little
mhm,
cats
mhm.
and little dogs and all that little stuff. So yeah, what'd you eat for dinner last night?
I made jambalaya. I had real food. Fine. That's good.
Jambalaya. Okay, when you make your jambalaya, are you one of those people to where you put the chicken in it, the sausage, the shrimp, or you just do like one protein?
No, this is just one. This is a healthy jambalaya. Chicken sausage.
Whoa, healthy jambalaya. Don't don't disrespect Louisiana like that. What?
I need
Healthy
something healthy.
jambalaya?
I can't do all that salt right now. Mm-mm.
I mean, there's a lot of southern jambalaya. Period, isn't there? Well, do you make it from the box or you just make it like from scratch?
No, this is just quick meal, just from the box. This quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, I ain't got time for no scratches right now.
Throw the
That's it.
box, throw the water,
Little
throw
chicken broth and
your
my chicken
vegan protein
sausage.
in there. Your
Chicken
vegan
sausage.
protein.
Chicken sausage is not vegan.
Tofu. Okay, cool. All
I
right, cool.
can't the texture of tofu. I think I
Tofu
want.
don't do it for me.
Really? You can't do it either?
Mm-mm. Nah, I
Yeah.
don't do. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
I wish I could because, it's good for you, but I just haven't made it to that level of health yet.
Mm-hmm.
I can barely do a portobello mushroom. Like that has to
Wait,
be.
what?
I can
Oh
barely do it.
man.
It has to be like stuffed or something. It can't
Mm.
just be like how if you go to a burger place they have like, well, we have the portobello mushroom as a substitute, and it's like
Those
I'm
aren't
not gonna be
bad.
full off of that.
It's not. It's actually not bad. My dad made them one time when I was in high school. I don't know where he got the idea from, but he had the bright idea. He fried the portobello mushroom. Or he put it. It wasn't fried, but he put it in the skillet.
Uh
Put it
huh.
on some bread with some mayo and some toppings, just like it was a meat, and it did all right. Season that
Wow.
thing up. I mean, but just like to your point, like the texture though, it's weird because it's like
Yeah.
slimy ish, but
Mhm.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
you sitting there chewing it, and you're like, "What am I chewing? Because this ain't beef."
It ain't
So
beet. It's mushrooms.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But one
it's
time,
shroom.
my mom and
Hmm.
I years ago when the Dallas farmers market, the regular one, they had a vegan farmers market, a vegan vegan festival,
Oh, okay, okay.
and you know how they say, oh, we got chicken tenders, but it's the oyster
Chick,
mushrooms.
chicken. Yeah, they put
Yeah,
they take
and
out the C, but they
so
got a K.
yeah, and so they had that, and we tried it because that's what we were on. My sister was a vegan at the time, and just trying to support and be healthy with her, and I mean, let alone she wasn't here, but still eat it, and so
Just don't
we
eat it in
ate
front
it
of
because
her.
it was buffalo. It was buffalo. It was supposed to be buffalo chicken strips.
Buffalo chick in strips.
Well, what we did was throw it in the trash. That's what we did.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
we
don't
threw it
get it.
right in the trash. We had one bite. We looked at each other. We said, "No, mama,
Nah,
I'm
that
not
ain't
gonna
it.
do
I
that."
mean, you can't tell me that cauliflower is steak. Okay, that does not work. Like you can't put together cauliflower and then
You are
putting
correct.
some breading on it. Nah, but it's interesting though because people who are vegan and respect to the vegans, y'all love the vegans, but like sometimes I just feel like it's a phase. Like y'all need to stop playing
My
because you're
sister's not a
vegan.
vegan anymore.
Exactly. You're vegan until the doctor says,
You
"Baby
need to
girl,
eat meat.
you need to eat some protein." Okay.
Your
You
iron
you're
low,
you,
baby.
no, yeah. You're a vegan until they say your iron is extremely low. And you're like, but I thought I was being healthy. No, you're just
Mm.
doing something that seems like it makes sense, but I want to be kind. So we'll say you phase out, you age out, or you just have a desire for you. Like, I know I'm vegan, but that burger over there sure smells kind of good. Let me get a piece of that cow. let me get some of that cow.
I say I can understand like the vegan situation, if it's for like health reasons. If you're just like going out of your way to eat grass every day, go ahead. But
Grass
I
every
don't get
day.
down with it. I don't get down with it. They do have really good
I'm
desserts.
good.
What'd you eat for dinner?
Last night we had some catfish nuggets. Had some catfish nuggets, and
Man, y'all over there so fooling it up. Yeah, first y'all ate the whole entire cow. Okay, the whole cow. You ate the whole cow. You got a cow. I guess y'all threw away the chitlins. Y'all didn't eat that. Okay, that's cool.
we didn't eat the tutor. We
You
didn't eat
didn't
the
eat the
tutor. Okay.
tutor. Okay,
No,
but you
no, no,
ate the
no.
ruta. I mean, but you ate the for the ruta
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
you ate
yeah.
the
Hey,
okay, okay. And then y'all went to go get a fishing pole. Y'all went to a lake. Y'all went to go get some catfish, and y'all made catfish nuggets. That's what y'all doing over there. I know it is. I
first,
know it.
this is my father-in-law, and he picks up Gabe,
Oh, y'all
and
got
after
people
he
in
gets
town.
him, no, he
Oh,
stays
okay.
in
Oh,
town.
he stays in
Yeah,
town.
yeah. So he picks up Gabe on Wednesdays. Typically, he'll bring him home and he'll get him
Mhm.
something to eat.
Mhm.
And I mean, he loves to support these local black businesses. Gab be like, "Where'd you get that from?" He be like, "Oh, I got that from a Taste of the Way Cafe. Oh, I got that
Right.
from such and such." And like
Uh-huh.
he really goes there though. It's
Right.
crazy. But he goes to all these spots and always brings it over. And then our son just eats anything that he brings. But then the next day he be like, our son be like, "Nah, I ain't eating that." Like, bro, you are bougie. Like, what's going on? So we just had that. Okay.
Catfish nuggets
So
and what?
cabbage nuggets and fries. Cabbage nuggets, fries,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, and that piece of bread. Little jalapeno pepper. Yeah, yeah,
Jalapeno pepper is
yeah,
funny.
man. So that was good. That was good. Yeah.
Okay,
So
you
you
watched
had
the game last
jambalaya?
night?
Nah, last night I was locked in. I was focused on something else. I was focused. I was focused on today.
Boy, focus
Yeah, I
on
was
the
focused on
future.
today.
Okay.
Yeah. Focus on the
Okay.
future.
Okay. Okay.
Focus
Okay.
on the future. Focus on the family.
Austin
All right.
Reeves hit a buzzer beater.
Dang, that boy said
What going
LeBron is out.
on?
I am in. Do you
Yeah, yeah,
understand me?
yeah. LeBron and Luca, y'all out. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that is true. How many points did he have last night?
I'll tell you later. I don't know right now.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
probably went.
yeah.
He probably went crazy.
I
That
know, yeah, but buzzer beater, I was like, whoa, he really doing his thing. But
LeBron done gave him another one of them talk like in that meme that one time
mhm.
when he had like that bad game and then they showed
Yeah.
LeBron like getting on it.
Mhm.
Him and LeBron been having some one on ones. They've been
I
having some one on
bet.
one meetings. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure.
Okay.
All right. So let's
I'm here for it.
shift gears. We're gonna get into straight from the source. I'll leave it to you, Jonathan.
Let's get in straight from the source. So I want to talk about my son for a second this morning because as I'm trying to get to my office to lock in so we can start doing the show. For one, my son wakes me up. Y'all, he comes in the room. He's so quiet. I hear the door. I'm like, what in the world is that? He said, Daddy. I said, son, no. Go back in your room. Go back to bed. And I had to go back and put him in the room. But I want to talk about him because I think this is dope. Just like our verse today, it lets us know that we want to train up our child in the way that they should go. Okay. We want to train up our child in the way that they should go so that when they get older, they will not depart from it. And I want to talk about my son because we've trained him that when he wakes up in the morning, come to us. So he can navigate his way through the house and different things like that. But imagine like that's something on a smaller level. But like imagine you as a parent, imagine you as an aunt, an uncle, a leader, and you might have that type of connection with, with the youth. There's a level of responsibility, right? And there's a level of duty that is to intentionally teach, discipline, and model godly behavior for that child, right? And the reason why we want to do that, and the text talks about it, it says in the way that they should go. And the Hebrew word for way can represent a life path. And whether that's righteous, whether that's wicked, this verse can be interpreted as a call to set a child on the path of righteousness, or even on a path to where you train them in a path of sin, and they will likely continue in whichever way that you train them up. Y'all, in 2025, now is the time to where we need to be intentional with our words. We need to be intentional with our actions, and also be aware enough to know that there are people looking up to us. Some might be little people like babies and kids and teens and different things like that. But others might be those who are like our same age. But we have influence and we need to lean into that influence, right? Because even I want to go back to this text. I know it's a short verse, but there's a lot of power in it. And even we want to assess and think about them talking about the early training, because Proverbs is highlighting the importance of early childhood for ultimately instilling these values and these habits. And the Hebrew word for train up can also mean to dedicate or to initiate. Okay. And just think about yourself in your life for a moment and think like where you are now, right? Maybe you're working, maybe you're an engineer, or maybe you're a mechanic, or maybe you're a teacher, and think who exposed you to those opportunities and to those things, right? You didn't just come into that on your own. You say, oh, I'm going to be a teacher today, or I want to be an engineer today. But there was somebody that you saw, and then you began to stick close to, and then you began to want to learn more, and you began to ask them questions and give them guidance and give them feedback and share with them that passion for whatever that thing was or that thing is, right? So ultimately, here are just a few points I want us to take away. So the general truth, and this is not necessarily like a guarantee, but as it says in Proverbs, it represents the general truth about the impact of upbringing. And like I said, it's not a guarantee that a child will never stray, but it is a truth that we know that if we plant certain seeds, eventually those seeds are going to come to harvest. And if those seeds are intentionality, and those seeds are things that are positive, then those will come back. Okay, then we got the shaping of the character, right? Training a child involves shaping their character, but even beyond that, we want to talk about godly direction, right? So shaping them in godly direction, which is really distinct from waiting for them to profess their faith and waiting for them to come to the faith. But we want to feed them the scripture. We want to give them that word of truth. This is going to help shape their character. And then lastly is there's something called free moral agency. And this is letting us know that despite the training that they have, individuals will always have free will and can ultimately choose their own path. But Proverbs is encouraging us as parents, as leaders, as aunts, as uncles, right, to be faithful in their duty. And it allows us to then, from that point, recognize that it's ultimately the child's own decision. So, family, just as the text says, train up a child in the way that they should go, so that when they get old, they will not depart. Who are you training? What are you teaching? And which way are they going? These are things that we can use. These are questions that we can ask ourselves to reflect, to assess where we currently are, where they currently are. And then if we need to change some things, we need to maybe, hey, when we watch these movies, right? Kids are around. Maybe we don't need to watch the movies while kids are around. Maybe we can watch something else. Maybe instead of letting the TV raise the child, or letting YouTube raise the child, or social media raise the child, maybe we can raise the child a little bit more. Maybe we can read a book to them. Maybe we can tell them a story. Maybe we can share them a little bit of the word. This is opportunity that we have to ultimately plant seeds of intentionality to train up a child in the way that they should go. Family, this has been straight from the source. If you're enjoying this content, I would encourage you to hit those thumbs up buttons so YouTube also knows that you're enjoying the content and you're rocking with us here on Speak Your Success. And also make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode or you never miss a segment. We're going to be right back with more Speak Your Success in the morning after this quick commercial break. Looking for timeless pieces that make a statement? Discover the Jewelry Department, where elegance meets craftsmanship. Owned by Miguel Contreras and located at 13505 Mumford Place, Suite 103 in Dallas, the Jewelry Department is your destination for stunning, one-of-a-kind pieces designed to elevate your style. From classic designs to modern trends, we offer a curated selection that reflects sophistication and artistry. Because we believe your jewelry should be just as unique as you are. Visit us today at the Jewelry Department, where every piece tells a story. And let us help you find the perfect piece that speaks to yours. The Jewelry Department, elevating your look with elegance and style. Find us at 13505 Mumford Place, Suite 103 in Dallas. Welcome back. Welcome back to Speak Your Success in the Morning. Currently 17 minutes after the hour. Producer Britt.
Mm-hmm.
Man, producer Britt. The news is wild, man. The
The
the the
news is
news.
wild. Well, I
The
wouldn't say
news
the
is wild.
news. Yes, the news
Well,
is wild. It's always wild. The sports news that we have right now at the end of the year, going into another year, it's
man.
crazy because how is all this gonna pan out? So,
Mm,
what we're talking about today, Jonathan and I did some homework. As you can
mm-hmm.
see, normally on Thursdays, if you're new here, if you're not new here, then you know on Thursdays that we normally do a law talk with attorney Fred Jones, who is also Jonathan's father.
Mm-hmm.
He is not in right now. So, we're going to do our best to break down this NBA situation. So, we got two
Man.
situations going on.
Mm-hmm.
um, there's one case. La 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 la. Let me get to my notes. Okay, there's one case. We have the massive poker cheating ring,
Yes,
and
we do.
then our other case is insider NBA inside betting scandal. Okay,
Mm.
so there's so many, obviously everyone's reporting this. It's kind of like a daily update when it comes to this because everybody wants to know what the heck is going on. So Jonathan, just before we dive in, what did you think of, like, what were your thoughts when you first heard about um all of this, the betting, the poker,
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups, Terry
Yeah.
Rozier,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts?
I was just thinking of. I mean, I feel like this is going deep, but I was just thinking of
Mm.
like legacy. Like
Mm.
some of y'all have the opportunity to do something that you've dreamed about as kids. Millions of people dream about. For one, playing in the NBA, right?
Mhm.
And then you get to play in the NBA and you have a career, and now you had a Hall of Fame career, and then now you're gonna be remembered for this,
So
like
Hall of
this
Fame, you're just
thing.
speaking about Chauncey Billups.
So yeah, yeah. So I was thinking I was thinking initially of Chauncey Billups because he is the one who, his NBA career is done, his playing career is done. But some of these other guys haven't had the opportunity to even put in that much time. But for
Mhm.
them, I'm like, bruh, why? I wanted to know the why. Like, why are you doing this?
I don't
So
know
it was
either.
just it was shocking. I'm like, great. So I was thinking of throwing away a career in terms of legacy,
Okay.
but then I also was thinking of just greed. I'm
Mhm.
like, how greedy do you
Do
have
you
to
have to
be? Because I
be?
mean, you played in the
Yes.
league, so you got some checks,
And
but
then on
then
top of
now
that, he's an active NBA coach.
head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. I was like, Chauncey, no,
I know, and I seen him play.
no,
I seen him play at the Big Three the year when it first started. But
man,
a couple years when it first started. But I was just, you know, I couldn't believe it. It's just one of
unbelievable.
those things where you're like, dang, you already got a job. I understand, people like to do the whole parlay, whatever, prize picks and
Prize
the
picks, fantasy underdog. Yeah.
all that stuff, like that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
when we get into the details here in a minute, the mob, you mess with the mob, you went deep.
That's a different layer, because to your point, like typically when you hear about things like this, this is like like when the pandemic happened and the people trying to do the PPP loan, and you got these are people who
Mm-hmm.
might be out of work, and people who are in those positions where they talk about desperate times call for desperate
Right.
measures. But
Yeah.
bro, you still getting a check right now, like from
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
Like
You getting
you're
paid.
going into a new season right now where you're
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah.
You should be good.
Same thing with
I
Terry
guess not.
Rozier. You're under contract, a $26 million contract at that.
Oh,
Like, what you need money for?
how much money is enough? How much is enough? How
I don't
much?
know. How much wood could a woodchuck? I don't know. I don't know.
They chucking a lot of wood right now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand me? Cause what? Cause
It's crazy.
what came out the other day is that they will not be receiving pay during this
Oh yeah, so
investigation,
that
right?
was reported by the Associated Press that
Mm,
their both of their payments will be held. Well, I won't say both, but as of now, Terry Rozier, his payments are being held.
Mm.
If all goes well, then yes, he will get those payments. Chauncey Billups, they have not reported what's going to happen with his payments, but I mean, you could just say, boy ain't gonna get paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's get into the first one. We're going to talk about the poker ring bust. Okay. I
Okay.
would like to point out before we start, none of this. No, we ain't never seen the light of day of any of this until Gilbert Arenas walked out of that courtroom. Uh,
Oh God.
Allegedly.
And
Okay.
walked out smiling, happy, and
Walked
just
out
being
smiling, happy, just signed some papers. That's what he did. Okay,
Lord have
so
mercy.
with the massive poker cheating ring, there were 31 people arrested across 11 states in this
Hmm.
illegal poker scheme. Okay, includes members of three major mob families. Okay, the Gambinos. Okay, you
Jesus.
got the Bonano.
Mm-mm.
Bonanno.
Yeah.
Bonanno, and then you got the Genovese family. Okay, so I mean the
And
Gambino
Gambino.
family. I know the
Gambino. Yeah, yeah,
Gambino
yeah.
family because you hear about them years and years and years and years and years ago, just watching mob movies and things like that. Yeah. And then you got Chauncey Billups, like we said, current
Yeah.
NBA coach, head of the Portland Trail Blazers. You got
Hmm.
Damon Johnson. Damon
Damon
Jones,
Jones.
Damon
Jones.
Jones,
Hmm.
former NBA. That is the one on the picture right now in the map in the Cavaliers jersey. Um, also arrested. And then the victims, who are the victims? Question mark. The victims lost at least $7 million over several years. I feel like y'all three got enough money, y'all can split this up and divvy it up. Okay, so how did the scam work? Okay,
Mm.
so the scam work, the operation was very sophisticated. That's what they're saying. Okay,
Very
think
sophisticated.
high, think of high tech Ocean's 11 meets the mob. Okay,
Mm.
that's where we're going. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they use famous athletes as face cards to lure in wealthy victims into high stake poker games. People thought they were getting a chance to play cards with NBA stars. Okay, so
Mm.
this is a little sticky. Um, Once victims sat down, they didn't stand a chance. Rigged shuffling machines hit. Yeah, they had rigged shuffling machines.
This is crazy.
Yes, that could read every card in the deck. Info transmitted to someone off site, they relayed back to the players at the table, which they called that the quarterback. You had secret signals between cheaters touching certain chips to communicate, and also used X-ray table special contact lenses and marked cards. So you have to go pretty
Oh
you
my
first
goodness.
of all, you got to spend some money to get this type of technology as far as like the X-ray table. I mean, yeah, money's not an issue for them, but it's like,
X-ray
okay, we're going to
table.
cheat so hard. We're going to have X-ray tables. Jonathan,
Brittany,
that's what. Oh, go ahead.
X-ray tables,
Hmm.
specifically designed contacts and sunglasses. Like
Yes.
what in the what? How much preparation did y'all put in for this?
Ha-
Because this is different. This
See,
this this is real different.
what I think that is happening is that the mob is already doing this. Okay, the
Mm.
mob, they already do this. They already do this. We know they already, if you go back and watch movies or just read stories about the mob, yeah, they cheaters. They come in, they say,
Mm.
you need protection. I don't need protection. Well, you have it now and you owe me money. Boom. Now you locked in.
Mm.
Otherwise, you're going to get your butt whooped. Okay,
Mm.
so that's how that works. That's how that works. We've seen it in the movies and the real life situations. That's how the mob works. Okay, and then
My.
when it comes to poker games and things like this, it's a normal lifestyle for them. And then when you say, "Oh, okay, well now, hey, I know Chauncey Billups, Cherry Rozier, Damon Jones, hey, I'm doing this little thing. Y'all trying to get in on this?" And
My.
it's like, "Well, I'm a head coach. I have access. I'm a player. I can cheat games. I'm an
Ooh.
ex." I'm an ex player and I know a lot of people, and a lot of
Ooh,
people say, well, he is friends with LeBron, but LeBron is not named on any indictment, okay? And so, he's like, I have access and he can get an inside scoop, probably sitting at the table just listening to stuff with his
my.
X-ray glasses on. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and so they got into something they probably couldn't get out of. That's kind of what it looks like to me.
man. And then Britt, it talks about here in the article. It says over 4 years ago. It says over
Mhm.
4 years ago, HSI New York undercovered the operation and worked ties. So look, basically, so this has been going on for four. And like you said, if this is FBI type stuff, then they've been building a case,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So over 4 years ago, they've been defrauding victims of at least $7 million, and including violent robberies.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is layered.
Yeah,
Like,
it really is. It really is. Okay, so just to keep going here. So organizers sometimes had victims wire money to shell companies, which laundried it through cash and cryptocurrency. Okay, so the mob connection, we talked about that for a little bit, but this wasn't, just your regular poker games. It was an organized crime poker game. The mob backed illegal poker games at two Manhattan locations. Okay, one on Lexington Avenue and one on Washington Place. They took a cut from
mm,
both straight games and the rig game. So they took a cut from the regular games and they take a cut from the regular games because like I said, the mob is
man,
like, I'm here, you need me, you don't know that you need me because I'm protecting you from me, so now you got to pay me. So,
that's
right,
a
that's a
bad
crazy
deal. It's
conversation
a
to
bad
have.
deal.
Yeah. And so yeah, so I get some of the regular games or your regular people that just want to play poker, and I get some of them rig game money too, okay? When people didn't
Mm,
pay up, things got violent. Punches, threats, even
mm,
gunpoint robbery, what you said, Jonathan. Um,
mm-hmm.
so all of this, the violence between 2022, 2023, victims tried to resist paying their debts. And that's where you get that's where you go wrong
Uh,
when it comes to a Gambino.
trying to get out. You
Yeah, you're
can't get
trying to
out.
get trying to
Mm-mm.
get out.
Nah.
You
You can't
can't
get
get
out.
out now. So now you got physical assaults to collect gambling debts. Now you got threats. Now you got extortion. And then on
Jesus.
top of that, yes, the mob, they're everywhere. So, they probably got
Wow.
somebody watching your house. They probably got somebody watching your family house.
Oh,
They get down nitty gritty when it comes to
straight
this
out the
stuff.
movie.
So, yeah,
Straight out the
straight out the
movie.
movie, like the movies, those are real. And
My
that stuff
goodness.
still be happening in real life. It wasn't too long ago when VH1 had mob wives, and mob wives, they
Mm,
were connected to either their dad was a mobster, their husband
mm,
was a mobster, someone in their family was a mobster, and that's their real life. So yeah, this stuff is real. September 2023, armed robbery to steal cheating equipment from from another co-conspirator. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Mm.
that's
They say
crazy.
they said you they
Go
said
ahead.
you over here getting this money with the equipment. We was getting it together, but guess what? Now you trying to get out. I'm not gonna let you get out, but I'm gonna get my equipment because I still want to steal some more money. I'm not done yet. This is
Yes.
oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes, yes. So, kind of why this all matters, why is this such a big deal? Obviously, it's showing that, organized crime, I like the organized
Organized
crime has adapted in a modern way. Okay, it's adapted in a modern way of technology. Okay, operation ran from 2019 to 2025, like Jonathan said, almost 6 years. Okay, took coordination between FBI offices in 9 states, Jonathan, plus
mama.
HSI, NY, yeah, NYPD, and the Waterfront Commission. FBI director called it a financial pipeline to a La Costa Nostra. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But
Oh yeah.
bottom line is this case was crazy. The way that everything, the case was wild because it's got everything. It's got NBA celebrities, it's got cutting edge cheating tech, three mob families working together.
Yeah.
And normally, they have like, you have your higher table and you have the people that represent the families. They're all at the table together, like you see on the movies.
Oh, like the Italian
I
mob movies. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
mafia
so
movies.
the way that I can speak to this, one of my favorite movies is Goodfellas. I've seen The Godfather many times. And I any type of mobster movie, I'm watching it. When they have a mob week on AMC, the channel AMC, I
Oh
watch
my
it.
goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
I love a good mob story. And so,
Mm.
and I've watched some mob documentaries. So, just three mob families working together. I wouldn't say it's necessarily uncommon, but it's one of those things like, okay, if we're ahead of the table, Jonathan, and I say, okay,
Hmm.
well, if we're going, three of us, we're going in this together, then obviously we're splitting everything, equal ways, or
For
however
sure.
you
For sure.
decide to split it. So it's approved that the mob families are working together. So that's a big deal within itself.
That is
Um,
a big deal.
yeah. And then millions of, obviously working together, millions of dollars, and the feds are treating this serious, as both fraud, as a fraud case and an organized crime takedown. Yeah.
My.
Yeah. So that
This
is
is
just
just
the
a lot
first case. So
happening.
that is just the poker games, And when we heard about Gilbert Arenas, we heard that they were doing poker games in Gilbert Arenas rented house that he had, and they busted in on him. And that's what
Hmm.
happened. They busted in on him. They took him, and he was like, "Hey, hey, 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 hey! I don't even know what they doing. I just rented out the house, and they just in there doing stuff."
Yeah, we believe you. We
Sounds
believe
like
you.
a lie to me.
Yeah,
Sounds like
they
a
they
lie
just
to
rented the
me.
house. I just left for the weekend, and I
Mhm.
don't know what was happening in there.
Yeah.
They was doing whatever they want to. I don't know.
So, anything else you got on this one before we get into the betting scandal?
Not well. I mean, the last thing I want to say about this whole charge in the rig illegal poker games is just I'm interested to see what other names come out because names are still coming out. We seen Stephen A. Smith talk a little bit about it. We seen Shaq talk about it. How he's hurt by seeing this stuff happen. But y'all, if they've been in this for years, then they're gonna pull some other people's names out. And we seen KG name was tossed out there. So
I mean,
it's
it's
I'm just
31
looking.
people. 31
It's
people were
it's 31
arrested.
people that they
Yeah.
got. There's 31 people right now. But yeah, but when you want other people to talk, you start putting some other people in cuffs. And then
Uh,
because if you were doing something for 4 years, yeah, I mean 31 sounds like a good number.
mhm.
But 4 years, just imagine people just running poker games. It ain't nothing to put a word out that people can play poker with some of their favorite NBA players.
Yeah.
Nah, there's gonna be some other names that's gonna get tossed out there. And of course, what happens? People want to make an example of people in certain situations.
Yeah.
This is an example being made right here. This is an
Yeah.
example being
Yeah.
made. Hmm.
Okay, so moving right along to the NBA insider betting scandal. So, crazy thing about this one is that,
Mm.
yes, it X out Chauncey Billups, but Terry Rozier and Damon Jones are still in this case. So,
Oh Jesus! Help him,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I want to get that right. Terry Rozier is not a part of the poker scandal. Damon Jones is a part of the poker scandal, and Damon
Yeah.
Jones and Terry Rozier are a part of the NBA, the NBA insider betting scandal. So Chauncey Billups is not a part of the NBA insider betting scandal, but Terry Rozier and Damon Jones are.
Mm.
The crazy thing about both of these cases is that Damon Jones, like we watched that clip with Stephen A. Smith, Damon
Mm-hmm.
Jones is the only one that is listed in both of them. So I don't know. Is he the one that's really connected to the mob? Is he the one that's
Oh
really, is he the
God.
one with the connections? Because you're listed in both of these. Yes, you are a former NBA player. Um, you have connections to say, hey, you want to come play poker? You want to come do this? You want to come do that? So
Mm.
it's like, you being listed on both of them is crazy. So let's get into this. So there's six people charged. and the massive insider betting scandal when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to its NBA players and NBA coaches, okay, including Terry Rozier, current NBA player known as Scary Terry. And then you also have Damon Jones, who is a former NBA player and coach.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that he coached. They said that he coached. I didn't know
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Coaching now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Also charged is Eric Ernest Marvis,
That's what it look like.
Fairly,
Yeah,
Fairy,
that's what it look like. Mm-hmm.
okay, Fairly, Shane Hennon,
Mm-hmm.
and Dinero
Yeah,
Lester.
some of the, first of all, the names are crazy, but the
Yeah,
nicknames, the
I was
nicknames
like,
that they put in these articles, I'm like, what? Vez,
yeah,
Vezion,
uh huh,
Vizino Locks, Sugar, like these nicknames, Peso, these
yeah,
nicknames are wild. I was like,
yes,
what? And
yes.
Scary Terry or Chum, that ain't helping nobody out. Okay,
That's
when that
not
goes in
helping.
court, that's not helping nobody out. Okay.
I agree, Jonathan. So this conspiracy ran from December 2022 to March 2024. So that means the Fed's probably been looking at this. Yes, it ran from 2022. They probably been looking at this, like they said on the last one, 2018, 2019. So
Head hunting.
that is
It been
wild. That is
just been
wild.
sitting in the just sitting back like enemy of the state, just staked out.
Right. And then,
But
just to think, now I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, Terry Rozier, he's in Miami. That's like the land of scammers besides Atlanta. And so
mm,
like, and then on top of that, the
the
land
land
of the
scammer.
land of mobsters are in Miami too. Yeah, you got. I mean,
That's
I know that
dangerous
they were
stuff,
talking
man.
about this in the last article. It's the NYPD because it was in Manhattan, off Washington, and Lexington. But
Mm-hmm.
man, the mob is in Miami too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because when
Miami
I was in
Vice, Miami
college,
Vice.
yeah, when I was in college, I had to do a human trafficking
Oh,
volunteering situation, and we saw the map of Miami, and it shows
mm-hmm.
you who blocks off, like who owns what, as far as like the Russians and here
Oh,
and
wow, that's
the
scary.
Cubans. Yeah,
Mm,
it's crazy,
That's
crazy.
that's scary to look. That's scary to look at.
I know. Okay, so
Mm-mm.
it's scary but interesting. And so the players literally faked injuries and tanked their performance to win bets. Okay, so how did this scam work? So this wasn't a card counter, lucky guesses. This was straight up game fixing, y'all. Okay, so the current
Straight
NBA
up.
players and coaches fed confidential information to betting rings, pre-release medical reports on star
Mm.
players, lined up decisions before they went public, which players would sit out of games. Players agreeingly to intentionally underperform or leave games early. And they had footage going around of Terry Rozier faking an injury and
Mm.
leaving that has been circulating over the internet. And it's just wild to read this because Jonathan and I, we got the official report from from the FBI.
United States
Yeah.
Attorney's Office.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
got the official report. So it's just crazy that, you're like, oh,
Mm-mm.
okay, no, he wasn't really doing that. You reading it. You're like, no, I didn't see him do that. No, he really did
Man.
that. He really did
Yeah, and I
that.
mean, just like you hit on, but the little subheading will really
Uh-huh.
pull you in. Defendants allegedly used non-public injury and lineup information to place fraudulent wagers worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hmm.
Oh, Terry, stop it, man!
Yeah, he gonna be. Yeah,
Stop,
he gonna be scary
stop.
Terry. All right.
Your career's done now. And the thing that keeps coming up because we heard Shaq say it when hearing that clip of Shaq, and we kept hearing him talk about the integrity of the game, the integrity of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and this is something that is truly being tampered with, is the
Mm-hmm.
integrity of the game. Of course, over the years we've seen certain stuff, and people have thrown James Harden's name out there when it came certain playoff times. You're like, what's going on? Are they throwing the game? But then to see and read this now and then
Mm-hmm.
connect this with Scary Terry or some of these other players, like this really is affecting the integrity of the game. And y'all
Mm-hmm.
wonder why. Y'all wonder why the viewership is dropping on the NBA. Well,
Right.
because
Because
boys ain't
y'all
out
not
here
playing.
playing. That
Yeah.
they're playing a different game that the spectators didn't sign up for. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna get injured in the second quarter. All right, I'm gonna pull myself out in the second quarter.
Yeah.
What?
Y'all tripping.
Y'all
So
really tripping.
so the money, so bettors would place hundreds of thousands of dollars on online betting sports books and betting outlets pretending everything was legit while betting on rigged information based off what they got. So some examples. So Terry Rozier faked an injury March 23rd, 2023. Rozier told his friend Denero Laster he'd leave the Charlotte Hornets game early with a fake injury. The group placed over $200,000 in bets on
Mm.
Rozier to underperform. Rozier played just 9 minutes, then left. Um, Laster, I don't know how you say that.
Just say Laster. Just
Okay,
say Laster.
Laster, literally drove through the night. Yeah, what? Yeah, literally drove through the night to Terry Rozier's house where they counted the profits together.
That's too that.
But my thing is, so who's talking? Because how do they know that information? Something's bugged or something's tapped, what's like a wiretap
I mean,
somewhere.
I
Because how do
mean,
they know about them counting the profits? And I mean, I know the investigation has been going on so long, so sure, it's the FBI. So once they get a hunch, and you get a judge to sign off on some stuff, yeah, you can go in there and do wiretapping and
mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. So I just want to know, like, is the room tapped? Is
Oh,
the
where is
phone
that
tapped? Is something
information
tapped?
pulled from?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to
yeah.
know that. And then you have John Tay Porter's exit scam, January January and March 2024. So
Mm-hmm.
Porter, Toronto Raptors agreed to fake injuries in exit games early, told his co-conspirators in advance so that they could place bets that he would go under. He did this two separate occasions. Porter has already pled guilty to his role. Oh, there you go,
Mm.
right there. So somebody goes
Yeah.
right there. You go right there. So
He
there
said,
he
"I'm
goes.
done."
They're going open mouth right there. He's gonna say something. So he's already pled guilty, signed off, and he said, "I'm coming home." He about to walk out looking like Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas
Oh,
that day.
oh
I
my
mean, because
goodness.
when come to shove, you got to do what you got to do, because ain't nobody going to jail for the mafia. I don't care if they sit there and say, "Oh, I'll take care of your family and this, that, and the third inside." Boy,
I'm
I'm
good on
about to
that.
say what I gotta say, and I gotta go. Okay. Um. Yep. And then there's Damon Jones selling tips. Former NBA player coach sold insider information multiple times.
Mm.
Shared pre-release medical info on Lakers star players. Okay, so that's important because
Man,
they know, well, not they know, but people know that he has a friendship with LeBron. But as I stated before, LeBron is not mentioned in
he's
any
not.
of these indictments. Okay, LeBron is not mentioned in anything. Um, Feds Fed lineup. Oh yeah, he also fed lineup decisions to betting rings before they were public. So I mean, just all around doing bad.
My
Okay, and
goodness.
then we got one more here, Jonathan. Then we'll talk about it. Portland Trail Blazers tips. March 24th, 2023. An NBA
Mm-hmm.
coach tipped off his friend that several top players on the Blazers would not play. They would not even suit out. Okay.
Mm.
Um, before this went public, the group bet over $100,000 against Portland. When the news broke, betting lines shifted and they cashed in big. So it's
Oh
just crazy. That's so crazy,
man.
Jonathan.
It's so many layers to it. And then even just as you were reading, and that also was similar. That also was a similar framework that they followed April 6th,
Mm-hmm.
2023 for the Orlando Mavericks, not Orlando Magic game, where they
Mm-hmm.
learned several of the team's top players would sit out a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and there, the co-conspirator was Fairley, who placed an approximate $11,000 bet that the
Mm.
Cavs would outperform the point spread. So knowing information before, and then if y'all know anything about Vegas, I'm not big on gambling, but if you know anything about Vegas, right, that they stack the over and under based on the players that they think are going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bet on the Magic because I like this lineup, but then the Magic don't have those players that play.
Yeah.
So it's not going to position me to really capitalize. But these guys are in the locker room. This is private information. And then they're betting on the team that they know the information on. The integrity of the game is definitely up in arms right now, Britt.
But also,
This is
and
wild.
then also just giving the information before it's even made public. Like it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't even
Mm-hmm.
came out yet, and you already know where to place your bet because you got the insider information, and it's just
Yeah.
like yeah, you're right. Where is the integrity? Where is it? Where to go? Okay, so legal consequences when it comes to this case. Each defendant faces up to 20 years in prison for wire fraud conspiracy, okay? And then another 20 years for money laundering conspiracy. That's potentially 40 years total if convicted on both counts, okay? Both counts as in wire fraud and money laundering. Um the big the big thing here is that you have to notice that Damon Jones appears in both cases, the poker cheating ring and the betting scandal. He's charged in two separate federal indictments on the same day. Jonathan, this guy was literally running multiple crime schemes simultaneously. So yeah, if anybody gonna get it, it's definitely gonna be him. I really
Wow.
have to follow up on this. Not follow up, but I mean I just want to follow the story in general.
Got to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
Man. Yeah, and for
Uh
those of you who just might have joined us, or you might have missed some of the episode, we're currently breaking down the fact that current and former NBA players and four other individuals were charged in a widespread sports betting and money laundering conspiracy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Britt. So knowing the
So,
information you know
uh-huh.
now, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings right now about the NBA, about these gentlemen?
So
Where we at?
I'm just gonna wrap this up with the bottom line. So
Okay,
the
okay,
case
okay.
shows that sports betting, while bring how legalized sports betting, um, while bringing money into the system, also creates massive opportunities for corruption.
Mm.
When insiders get involved, they weren't gambling, getting lucky picks. They weren't players and coaches betraying the team. They were player and coaches betraying their teams, the game and fans for cash. Okay, so the feds are sending a clear message: if you're using your position in a professional sports to manipulate outcomes or betting, you will be in prison. You will go to prison. Okay, and the feds just want to, that's why they're cleaning up shop right now. So shift
Cleaning
gears.
up
What you're
shop.
saying? What do I think about this? I think it's horrible. I really do think it's horrible. But on the other tip about it is that um white people do this all the time. Yeah. I mean, the other tip about it is that they do. They just know the right people not to get caught. And,
Mm.
unfortunately, maybe the white man is not playing, maybe he's not doing it with the mob. He's probably doing it with the gambling commissioner. Okay. Like
Ooh.
it's probably like
Mm.
deeper than that. They might not be doing it with the mob. They might be doing it with the cartel. So, it's
Uh,
different. It's different. But my thoughts is just, for y'all to the three of them to have steady paychecks coming in, and then on top of that you got money on top of money, and you're just being greedy and wanting more and thinking that this is, if this is your extracurricular, you need to find something else to do. You really, you really do. You need to find
Need to get a
something else
real
to
hobby.
do. Yeah, get a real hobby, travel, go somewhere, go do something. Read a
True.
book. I don't know. Go to Vegas and just gamble legally. I don't, I mean, you could go other places and gamble legally. I mean, you could, but if you
Just
want to be
gamble
around a slot
legally.
machine, go
Mm.
and get your friends together, and go play on a table at a casino. Not everything has to be done illegally. If,
That's
if there's
real.
a legal if there's a legal way to play poker with the NBA players, let's find a way to do that. But if you don't win the money, then you you're a loser. But
Yeah, you
it's
lost.
not
Yeah.
worth gambling your life and better your freedom for.
Mm.
And then on top of that, it's $7 million. I don't have $7 million. They do. It's $7 million, and it's $7 million is not a lot for y'all. And I think the fact that hey, maybe it's possibly could be more than 7 million. If it's 31 of y'all, $7 million, y'all can split that, and y'all can go on out today. But I don't know. Is the FBI gonna do this to the NFL too? Because we know we can't watch one of those games either. But you know that's you can't mess with the NFL because that's where you bring in white people, and they don't like that. Mm-mm, they don't like that. But what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, well, for one, $7 million is not a lot. Chauncey Billups, actually, his contract, he was set to get a pay raise. Either he was set to get a pay raise or he got a pay raise, and that raise was 4.7 million in itself for him on his coaching contract.
That's
So,
crazy.
so knowing that information, then
And
that
that's
does
a
make you scratch
raise.
your
That's a
head.
raise.
That's
That's the
a
raise.
raise. That's
Yo.
added. That's bonus, right? But my dad would always say there's no right way to do the wrong thing. And at the end of the day, you're gonna get you're gonna get what is coming to you, right? The Bible says what you sow, you're gonna reap.
Yeah.
So knowing this information, and I really like what you said. Like if you want to gamble, then gamble, and then if you lose, you lose. Like that's just the risk that you're taking with sports betting, with going to the casino. But y'all just do it the right way. Like why can't we just do it the right way? Because I mean, a lot of people are gonna be hurt because one thing that we know about professional athletes is that typically when their financial situation is cut off, then a lot of other people down the line are going to get cut off as well. So
Mm-hmm.
not only are you putting yourself in a tough and sticky situation, but your families and those other people that you might be providing for. And
Mm-hmm.
this just ain't the way, man. This
It's
is it's
not.
a terrible example to be setting for for not even the youth, but for other people out here. Because just like
I
we've
mean,
been
for their
talking
own
about,
kids and for their
I mean,
own family
yeah,
members and for their
for the
own people
yeah.
that are in their community. Like you sit there, you turn on the TV, and there go Uncle Chauncey Billups. There's oh my gosh, my
Oh,
cousin Terry Rozier, and there
oh,
go my daddy Damon Jones, and it's just like,
ah.
what are y'all doing? And I think it's one of those things where it's like, you have to think big picture. How's this gonna
Mm.
serve me? Because you can have all the X-ray vision that you want. You can become a superhero. I don't care. But you turn into a supervillain right now because it's not serving you. You
Mm.
risking your life 40 years?
For some Texas Hold'em. That's
40
crazy.
years for $7 million,
Mm.
and y'all got
Mm.
$7 million. That's crazy.
Uh,
That's
man,
stupid. And
make an
so,
investment, start a
yeah.
business.
Yeah, and they probably have
Yeah.
all that
Mm-mm.
stuff, but you just bored and you like, oh,
Oh.
okay, well, now I just want to rip some people off when it comes to this. So yeah, like I said, I hate to see it, especially I really hate to see it, being black men. Um, you
Mm.
know, why people do it all the time. They just know how not to get caught. They know who to play with, and they know who to pay. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm.
So,
Man.
um, maybe
Man.
going the mob route wasn't the right one. You should have went with somebody else. But
Man.
sucks to suck. I hope that whatever happens, justice is served. Yeah. I mean,
Man.
it's not a lot
I
that
got.
it's not a lot you can say when there's proof. Um,
Uh,
and that's it. It's not a lot you can say when there's proof.
Britt, I got two more things. Just
Okay,
'cause
yeah,
what you
what you got?
said,
Mm.
what you said. You got to know who to pay. That's the thing. That's when this gets sticky. You start getting greedy, and you're like, okay, we're gonna cut this person out and not pay
Mhm.
them, and then that's when things start to crumble. The other part is whatever money that y'all did make, whatever money you did get, go ahead, go ahead and slide that to a legal representation because y'all gonna need the best at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You're gonna need the best.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You
that's
you
all I
better
got
go
on
get
that.
a young thug lawyer. That's who you need to go get, cause he getting everybody out. He getting everybody out of jail right now. Okay, he getting
Dang.
everybody out of jail. You better go get you somebody. You better go get you somebody. But yeah,
Okay.
so we will, continue to follow the story, update you guys when new information comes out. I'm very invested. Just, 31 people, a lot of NBA stars on the list, 6 people from the other case, Damon Jones included in both of these cases. So this is really big,
This
and
is
like I
massive.
said, coming in at the end of the year, going into the next year, it's just it's gonna take a while to see what's gonna happen unless everybody just fold like a pretzel and everybody just take their hit and just move on. But I mean, that would be interesting to see. So yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
there it
So
is.
let's shift gears, getting off this. Yep, shift gears, getting off that. All right. But we got 3 minutes left. You got anything on your mind, Jonathan?
Man, just the price of or the value of a good name, right? The
Mm-hmm.
value of a good the Bible tells us that the value of a good name is worth far more than rubies and riches. So like we got to do what we got to do to maintain and retain a good name, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got. That's what I'm just thinking, just based on this story and just where we are right now,
Yeah.
because it's tough times happening all around us, and there are going to be opportunities to make
Mm-hmm.
decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But what decision are you going to make? For thinking of the legacy, thinking of the future, thinking of yourself, thinking of your family.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
you guys
yeah.
see these clips later on today, when we're posting them, make sure y'all comment. Tell us what you think underneath. You with it, you not with it. You hope they get off. You hope they stay in.
Mm,
What are y'all thinking about this story? That is, I mean, hot news, hot sports news right now. Okay, I
mm.
don't think you can pick up I don't think you can watch a sports channel without seeing this right now, or
Oh
just
my goodness,
CNN in general. So it's
everywhere.
something on it every single day. So, what you got?
No, 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 no. I was about to say, yeah, yeah. I mean, because I want to hear the people's thoughts too. And y'all, if you're streaming this on YouTube or catching the replay, drop something down in the comments because we want to hear y'all's thoughts like on this. And
Hmm.
you think other people are involved? Do you think they're at fault or they're not? Or you think maybe this is a conspiracy theory? Just let us know.
Right. Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
to us.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk to us. Talk to us. But we want
Uh,
to know.
yeah, we want to know. But you have to close out the show. We got about 30 seconds here. Thanks for tuning in. Like always, we'll be back tomorrow for Fun Friday. I'm excited. I've been saving some really funny clips. So
Oh,
yeah, I've
okay.
been saving some clips. I'm so excited to share. I'm so excited for tomorrow's show. And then today's Thursday. Read an article. Do something good for yourself. Friday, Junior. Prepare for the weekend. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. See ya.
Family, you got to remember first and foremost, you make sure you subscribe so that you can stay up to date with us on this sports betting and the poker games that's taking place and happening, but also so you never miss an episode here because we're rolling out news, we're rolling out culture, we're rolling out education, entertainment, and empowerment. But family, always remember, speak your success, believe in your greatness, and continue to create the life and business of your dreams. Why would you and why should you live any other